Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW
I would go
West
hire
Texas.
another firm to do another feasibility study to give me the answer that I want, because we're going to need a golf course here, and you got to be crazy if you think we don't.
After 2 golf courses have changed paths in the last year, the Midland County Commissioners are wondering, is it even worth it to build one in Midland County? Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll tell you about the study they're conducting to see what it would take. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live from our CBS7 YouTube channel. I'm Laura Munt, and we start tonight with a traffic alert. DPS troopers are investigating a 2-car crash this evening that left 1 person dead. The crash occurred at around 5:30 at University in Westcliff in West Odessa. It involved a white truck and a red Challenger. At this time, no other details have been released, but we'll be sure to keep you updated as we learn more information. And per regulation by the EPA, the city of Odessa is currently taking inventory of all water service lines to make sure that there are no signs of lead. The EPA now requires all cities to take inventory after multiple service lines in Flint, Michigan had lead in them. Lead in drinking water creates multiple health risks. The city of Odessa's utilities director says that Odessa uses poly service line pipes, so the chance of lead is very slim.
I can verify that the water that they're being provided to in their home is completely safe, it's completely reliable, it's safe to drink, it meets all of TCEQ requirements.
You can stay up to date with the city's process as inventory continues. And you can find a map and dashboard on the City of Odessa's website where you can identify your property line's service. And Midland County is looking to build a new golf course after one has closed and another is soon to be closing. The commissioners approved a study to determine costs, locations, and if it's even feasible to build. Apart from learning if a golf course is feasible in Midland, the commissioners want to know if the course will require other things, like if the field would be an 18 or 27-hole course, if it needs a clubhouse, if it needs a restaurant, and so on.
They're going to look throughout the whole county and analyze if there's enough golfers in this county that we need another golf course. I think after the events that have happened earlier in the year, recently, that I'm pretty sure the answer to that is going to be a resounding yes.
Commissioner Summers says that he's got a location in mind as to where they can possibly build the new golf course. However, he and the court will wait for the study to come back to make any final decisions. And it wasn't really golfing weather out there today, Sawyer. We had a little bit of a chill, some wind. Are we going to have some more seasonable weather in the forecast coming up?
Yeah, the good news is we are going to see a warming trend starting tomorrow, but yeah, it was a little bit chilly out there today, and it's on the cooler side out there tonight. Temperatures currently ranging anywhere from the 40s to the 70s across the state. Closer to home, we're looking at temperatures in the 40s to the 60s. 59 currently in Odessa, 58 in Midland, 46 in Marfa, 63 in Presidio. Winds were on the stronger side earlier, but we are finally starting to see those winds calming down, anywhere from being calm to about 10 miles per hour across the region this evening, and gusts really aren't an issue as well. We are starting to see those clouds diminishing as well, so that is the good news there, and clear skies will continue through the overnight hours. As we head through tonight, we're going to see those temperatures into the 40s by about 1 a.m. in the Midland area, by 5 a.m. into those low 40s, and overall we're going to see those lows in the 30s and 40s for tonight. But looking at our temperature trend, like I said, we are starting a warm up for our Wednesday, continuing through the rest of the week before our next cold front rolls through the region on Saturday.
Thank you, Sawyer. We're keeping an eye on your money now, where a recent study done by Smart Asset found that a single person needs to earn more than $96,000 a year in order to live comfortably in many major U.S. cities. According to Smart Asset, living comfortably means being able to allocate 50% of monthly income towards essentials like housing, groceries, and transportation, 30% to hobbies and entertainment, and 20% to repaying debts, savings, and investing. In Midland and Odessa, the estimated cost of living is around $85,000 a year for just one person. So while some may find it easy to spend money on necessities and hobbies, it can be harder to save money.
I have noticed since I've been here in the last decade, the amount of amenities that are available have went through the roof. The amount of housing, the neighborhoods, we're starting to become less of a boomtown and more of an actual, fully functioning, self-sufficient city.
The average cost for a home in Midland and Odessa is $315,000. The average down payment on a home is typically 12%, which is $38,000 here in West Texas. That's more than the average yearly income for a typical West Texan. And funding for the Affordable Connectivity Program is set to end at the end of the month. According to the White House, the program, part of the bipartisan infrastructure law, helps more than 23 million Americans save $30 to $75 on their high-speed internet costs each month. According to White House calculations, Texas has received $983 million of those dollars from the program, or $52.2 million each month. The White House has been asking congressional Republicans to support an extension of the program, but so far their requests have gone unanswered.
You know, the president's been calling for this for 5 months. You know, it's past time, I think, for congressional Republicans to step up and do what they need to do to prevent their constituents' internet costs from increasing. And, you know, we expect them to do that, and we hope that they will do that. You know, the immediate question in front of us is whether Republicans in Congress will agree to extend free and discounted internet to eligible households, or whether they're going to simply shut off support for 23 million families who depend on the program.
Congress returns to Washington next Tuesday. We turn now to an in-depth story about Marcus Avila. He's a son, husband, father, sibling, student, and he's living with stage 4 liver cancer. Though liver cancer is one of the most common cancers, only 1 in 5 million people a year are diagnosed with this rare variant. It's the one that he has. He was put on a clinical trial that had just started for this rare cancer, and it worked, shrinking his tumor from the size of a football to a baseball. After his response, he underwent an 8-hour surgery where they removed his gallbladder, spleen, lymph nodes, and part of his lung and diaphragm.
Those are probably some of the hardest words that you have to hear is you have cancer. Even though I'm battling cancer doesn't mean I can't have a life and try to pursue, you know, things that make me happy.
Throughout these challenges, Avila found unwavering support from unexpected places in his life. And the Midland Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has announced there's exciting changes coming to this year's Mex-Tex Family Fiesta. Officials announced that they're changing the venue and the time. This year's celebration will be at the Midland County Horseshoe, and it begins at noon. The event will be free, and there will be entertainment, food, and a cornhole tournament. The chair of the Commerce says these changes will bring a bigger crowd to this year's event.
We really just wanted to draw more of the community in, and you know, just because a lot of the daytime events in the past we held it outdoors, and so we didn't really draw a whole lot of people out just because of the heat. So we want to make sure that everybody can come in, enjoy everything that we have to offer.
This is the 37th year of the Mex-Tex Fiesta, and it's set for June 8th, and again, it's at the Midland County Horseshoe Arena. More information can be found on the Midland Hispanic Chamber of Commerce's website. Now to an update we first told you about in February, where the Ward County Greater Works Project was looking to fundraise money for the Monahans Kids Zone. Today, Congressman Tony Gonzalez announced that he secured $1 million from the Federal Community Projects Funds, meaning the Kids Zone is halfway to their goal of $15 million. All the money will go towards a new Kids Zone facility, which will include a computer lab, tutoring, a full gym, and new outdoor areas. The new facility is a necessity so that they can expand and meet the needs of the children.
The needs for these kids don't stop when they get to junior high. They only get more complicated, and we want to be able to offer them the services and the space that they need to be able to continue to grow and learn and become healthy members of society once they move on from high school.
The new facility is on track to be completed in late 2025. For more information, or if you'd like to donate, you can contact the Monahans Chamber of Commerce. And the Midland Rockhounds are back in action this week when they hit the road for a 3-Fame series against the Corpus Christi Hooks. After that, they will have their home opener next Tuesday against the Amarillo Sandies. Members of the team are excited to come back in front of the West Texas faithful. Plus, they enter 2024 with lots of chemistry as they look to bring back the Texas League Championship.
I think the energy they bring every night, especially in the summer, those Friday, Saturday night games are always popping, so glad to be back.
I know I remember a couple of times we had some games come down to the wire, and they're always into it, so it's good to get out here and play in front of those people, and you know, the interactions, you know, signing autographs and stuff for the fans are always good people, and you know, you just appreciate that.
I think we're just a little tight-knit group, which is very cool for us. A lot of us hang out outside of baseball, which is awesome. So then we come to work with our friends, and there ain't nothing better than that.
You can see there's a great group of guys. They're fun. They're full of energy. They want to compete. They want to get better. The best part I've seen so far is that they're very united as a team, even when they've been together for a few days of spring training. But they have bonded very well, and I think that's key for a team to go out and compete as a unit.
Across the nation, the women's Final Four is set after a spectacular show by the college game's biggest star. Caitlin Clark led Iowa over defending champion LSU in a rematch of last year's final. As Jen Crawford reports, the Hawkeyes joined South Carolina, North Carolina State, and Connecticut in the Final Four.
She has more size and length. Clark, you bet!
For anyone who questioned her greatness.
Clark was trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my! From Schenectady!
Caitlin Clark had the answer.
Clark wheels around, evades Van Lith, and drains it!
41 points, 9 threes, 12 assists.
Clark! She's possessed!
A record-breaking masterpiece that lived up to the hype of a rematch in an epic battle of greats.
Reese flips it up and in. She is unstoppable tonight.
Clark and LSU superstar Angel Reese traded blows.
Pulls up, another deep one. Is good! She's simply ridiculous.
Before Clark's Hawkeyes took over.
This time, it's Iowa!
It was payback over last year's champion LSU, and Coach Kim Mulkey gave full credit.
She's just a generational player, and she just makes everybody around her better. That's what the great ones do.
A lot of people counted us out at the beginning of the year with the people we lost, and all we did was work really hard, and, the job's not finished.
Nice steal.
Jumps the passing lane. Paige Beckers scoops it up and in.
Even after Game 1, the stars kept shining.
Beckers for three. Got it!
UConn's Paige Beckers stole the show with 28 points over Juju Watkins and top-seeded USC.
And UConn knocks out a #1 seed to head back to the Final Four.
An incredible journey for the injury-depleted Huskies.
We're not even supposed to be here, and here we are, a godly miracle. I'm just so proud. I can't even put it into words.
Jan Crawford, CBS News, Washington.
Still ahead, severe weather stretching thousands of miles. We're talking about it next in your environmental headlines, next on CBS 7 News at 9. Families woke up this morning to devastation from severe weather stretching thousands of miles. In Oklahoma, a likely tornado flattened people's homes and knocked out power for thousands of people. And we're just beginning to see the extent of the damage. In total, 8 states saw violent winds, hail, and tornadoes from Texas all the way to Illinois. And the system is still on the move. Omar Villafranca is in the hard-hit community of Barnsdall, Oklahoma.
In Barnsdall, parts of the small town are leveled, some homes ripped to shreds, roofs torn from structures, and a community plunged into darkness. Officials say a suspected tornado barreled through the town of just over 1,000 residents last night around 9 p.m., carving a path of damage that left almost nothing untouched. Cinderblock buildings were smashed by violent winds. Monday's severe weather outbreak had a far reach, from powerful winds in Illinois to hail the size of golf balls in Kansas. A bolt of lightning in North Texas is suspected of sparking this house fire in Plano.
Initial arriving crews found a heavy fire and smoke coming from the exterior of the structure. There were reports of a loud boom, a thunderstrike.
And in the Midwest,
when we heard the tornado warning, we went to the basement and we heard a lot of noise.
A violent storm brought tree limbs bursting through Andrea Kaczynski's kitchen ceiling in Chesterfield, Missouri. Heavy rain caused flash flooding near St. Louis, where about 1.5 inches of rain fell in the span of 4 hours.
Wow, the whole street's flooded. That's a first.
Power is still out for hundreds of residents here, but the severe weather is not over. More than 50 million Americans are under the threat of severe storms today. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Barnsdall, Oklahoma.
Well, it was cooler out there today behind that cold front that we saw move through yesterday, but we are going to start a warming trend starting tomorrow. I'll have all the details on what to expect coming up after the break.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good evening and happy Tuesday, everybody. It was a little bit cooler out there today behind that cold front that we saw move through the area yesterday. Here's a look at our observed highs across the state today, ranging from the 50s to the 80s. Close to home, we saw our highs ranging anywhere from the 60s to the 70s. So a little bit cooler, but overall not too bad for our April 2nd. 67 in Odessa for today, 67 in Midland as well, 62 in Marfa, and 72 in Presidio. Currently, temperatures have cooled down nicely in the 40s, 50s, and 60s out there. 59 currently in Odessa, 58 in Midland, 46 in Marfa, 62 in Presidio. Our winds have finally also calmed, anywhere from being calm to about 10 miles per hour at the present time, and not really dealing with any gusts out there tonight. We are also finally starting to see those clouds dissipating in the sky. Quiet conditions are expected to continue. Taking a look at Futurecast, like I said, quiet conditions expected to continue. Clear skies looking to continue as well. And then as we head into our Wednesday, lots of sunshine expected, quiet conditions as well. So overall looking like a wonderful day ahead for our Wednesday. We're even going to see our temperatures a little bit warmer as well. For tonight, we're going to see those temperatures dropping into the 30s and 40s as we head into the early morning hours of our Wednesday. 41 in Midland to start off the day, 43 in Odessa, 31 in Marfa, 42 in Presidio. Those winds anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, abundant sunshine is expected. Those temperatures touch warmer than we saw today, but overall not too bad. Like I said, a really gorgeous day on tap tomorrow for our Wednesday. Highs in the 70s, 70 in Marfa for tomorrow, 76 in Midland, 77 in Odessa, 77 in Presidio as well. Winds looking to be light between about 5 and 10 miles per hour throughout the day. For our CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast, we are going to see temperatures bumping back up into the 80s Thursday and Friday and Saturday as well. The sad news is we are going to see those winds ramping back up Friday and Saturday ahead of our next cold front. Saturday is going to be on the windy side with that cold front rolling through the area. Not really knocking temperatures down too much as we head into our Sunday, back down into the 70s, but lots of sunshine is expected throughout the week and really not a lot of precipitation, so that is the good or bad news depending on how you look at it. But overall, lots of sunshine expected throughout this week in those 70s and 80s continuing.
Still ahead, there's yet another problem with federal financial aid forms that could further delay students' aid rewards. We're talking about this next in your education news on CBS7 News at 9. There's yet another problem with federal financial aid forms that could further delay student aid rewards. According to the Department of Education, some colleges received the wrong information about some families' finances. Administrators blame that on what they call inaccurate tax data from the IRS. The problem reportedly impacts about 1 million applicants. Now, this is just the latest problem with this year's free application for federal students' aid form. It's been marked with delays and glitches after an updated version of the financial aid form was released. And just over a week ago, a separate calculation error impacted several 100,000 forms. The delays have left some students in limbo as they decide where to enroll. In more education news, several universities and colleges have reached or surpassed the 90,000 mark for undergraduate tuition. Yale University, Tufts University, Boston University, and Wellesley College are among the few of the private institutions who will top this year's costs for tuition, housing, and other expenses. For the 2024 to 2025 school year, Tufts estimates that its undergraduate program expenses get close to $96,000. That tops Wellesley at about $92,000. Yale comes in at around $91,000, and Boston University's website says its officers expanded financial aid packages that can make up the difference between the cost of attendance and affordability.
All right, before we go, here's a final check of your weather. Tonight it's going to be on the cooler side, so when you head out the door tomorrow morning, maybe grab a light jacket because some areas going to see those temperatures in the 30s, such as Marfa, Pecos, Hobbs, but from the Midland, Odessa area in the 40s. Going to be on the cooler side though. Tomorrow though, looking like an absolutely gorgeous day. Lots of sunshine across the region, quiet conditions, those temperatures in the 70s, some areas pushing 80, but overall looking like a very decent day ahead. Here's our CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast, warming those temperatures back up into the 80s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sadly, though, the winds return on Friday and Saturday ahead of our next cold front. Looking to be really windy on Saturday with the passage of the cold front, kind of like what we saw yesterday. And then going to see those temperatures back in the 70s for a day before they're back in the 80s, and then another cold front. But overall, looking like a decent week ahead with quiet conditions, minus the wind, and 70s and 80s ahead in the forecast.
Some nice spring weather.
Yeah, definitely starting to feel like spring. Not too warm, not too cold.
Perfect. Thanks for watching CBS7 News at 9 on the CW.
Was this with like her disappeared?
Yeah, with me disappeared. Can we do the map?
Oh, like this map?
Which graphic do you think looks best? I like this one. With me in the sun. Wait, can you just, is this in the recording? Is this still going? Can we just wait, post, ready? Yeah, I just want to be able to pull this.
The stuff earlier should have been in the recording. Lauren is the Teletubbies' son.
Cute. All right, I think that works.
Cool.
Thank you, Evan.